Coders, welcome back to Computer Science World, where we break down coding concept in a fun and a simple way. Today we are diving into essential parts of Java non-primitive data types. This is going to be key for anyone who want to learn Java and aiming to master object-oriented programming. So let's get started. What are non-primitive data types, right? You wanted to know what are non-primitive data types. In Java data types can be divided into two categories. Now we already covered the basics of primitive types, int, character, bool and all of that. But today it's all about non-primitive data types. So what are they, non-primitive data types? They are also called reference types. Reference data types are created by programmers using classes, interface, arrays or other structures. Unlike primitive data types, these reference types do not hold values directly, but they store reference to the actual objects in the memory. The thing is, they store reference to the object in the memory, right? Now we discuss some of the key features of non-primitive data types. Let's quickly highlight some key features of non-primitive data type before we dig deeper. Number one, created by the user. You can create them by using classes. Not size limited. Unlike primitive data type, the size of non-primitive data types can vary. Null values. Reference types can be assigned none values, meaning they point nothing. More functionality means non-primitive types often come with method. They allow more operations, right? Now I'll tell you with the diagram. I'm showing an object reference to a memory location. This is the memory location, right? Object methods, object data, object reference to their memory location. Next is examples of non-primitive data types. Now let's look at the common non-primitive types you all encounter in Java. First one is strings. The most used non-primitive data type is the strings. Unlike primitive data types like character, a string is a sequence of character, right? Sequence of a character. This is the example: string, greeting, hello world, inverted commas in and hello world. Greetings is a string with so many of words. The other is array. Next up we have array. Array store multiple values of the same type, whether primitive or non-primitive. This is called array initialization. Int, type of array, array name and array elements, right? The next one is the size of array is fixed once it is initialized. So if you need more flexibility, you want something like classes and object. This is the heart of object-oriented programming. A class is a blueprint for creating object. You define attributes and behavior in a class. Right, this is the example of a class. You declare the class name car, you declare the object name car, string model, int year, void start. This is the start method. This method is called start, and we want to print out car started, right? And this is the example. Now we have car. My car is equal to new car name. We create car name method. My car model is equal to Tesla. My car dot year is equal to 2023. My car dot start. Now when we run this, here my car is a reference type pointing to a car object in a memory. Here my car is a reference type pointing to car object in a memory. When we run this program, then the output is car started. Simple is that. Now moving on to the next example, the other is interface. Another important non-primitive data type is an interface. Interfaces define a contract for what a class must do, but not how does it work. Right? For interfaces, interface animal void sound. In this example, any class implementing the animal interface must provide an implementation for the sound method. Right? The other one is, last but not the least, user defined classes. You can create your own custom non-primitive type of defining classes. These can represent anything you want, from cars and people to bank accounts. Memory handling in non-primitive data types. Unlike primitive types, they store values directly in the memory, but in non-primitive types, store a reference or address where the object is located. This brings us to an important concept called heap memory. An object is stored in a heap memory. Here an object is stored in a heap memory and reference in a stack memory, right? When you create an object using a new keyword, Java allocates space in the heap memory and the reference to the object is stored in the stack memory. Now let's wrap up the thing by simply compare primitive and non-primitive data types. Primitive data types: fixed size, stored value directly and faster access, as compared to non-primitive variable size, stored references to the object, slower but more powerful in terms of functionality. And that's all from non-primitive data types in Java. They are a crucial part of object-oriented programming and give Java the flexibility and power it's known for. Make sure to practice by creating your own classes. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss on any further content. As always, keep coding and I'll see you in the next video. Got any question? Leave them in comment. I'll be very helpful. Until next time, Allah Hafiz, and keep those algorithms running. See you next time.